What's going on, everyone? Happy Friday. Hopefully everyone is doing well, staying safe, healthy, and having a great day so far. And I hope you are testing negative for the viruses. It is time now for the Friday edition of the Virus Update for Friday, July 11th, 2025. If you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. This is where I do the daily virus update on all those viruses that can make us sick. Let's face it, there's a lot of viruses out there, but not enough media coverage. That's where I come into play. I give you the latest news, data, and anything I can find to help keep you safe and informed of what's going on with those viruses out there. Want to stay informed? Subscribe down below. Give this video a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, share this video with anyone you know, and of course, leave your comments down below. Alrighty, we do have several things to look at today, including some news, some new numbers are in, some new data from the CDC, we have some data from CJS. We have a lot of different things to look at today, so let's get right into this, shall we? I don't think this will be over 20 minutes today, but let's see. South Australia, weekly respiratory update. This is from Tennis, the COVID info guy. We have two different areas to look at in Australia. South Australia, this is the update from July 5th to the 11th. Reported cases of COVID, 367. That's down by 20.9%. Flu, 1,769, that's up by 8.7%. RSV, 434, that's up by 18.9%. Pertussis, 70, that's up by 22.8%. And reported deaths in 2025. No new ones for COVID, but they've had 33 so far. Flu, 6, that's up by 1. RSV, 5, no increase there. And no deaths from pertussis, so that is some good information there. And then we go over to the Victorian weekly respiratory surveillance report for July up to July 11th, 2025. And the COVID positivity rate there is dropping. It is 6.3%. That's down by 0.5%. COVID, 1,227 cases. That's down by 22%. Influenza A, 2,950 cases. That's up by just almost 0.5%. Influenza B is 1,882 cases. That's up by 7%. So that is still rising there, and that's not a good thing. RSV, 1,904 cases, just up ever so slightly, 0.2% increase at this time. Alrighty, I thought I would share this with you. It's from Michael Olison, and take a look at this. Let's read first. Here are raw data on a number of Google search trends divided by the start of COVID. The vertical black bar is the start of the pandemic. There's a clear pattern, but hard to see unless you are used to looking at data. So let me explain. Right about here, we're in January of 2020. You can see there's a lot of different colors here. Take a look at bad driving. That's a dark blue line. And we can see bad driving here in the start of 2020. Look at that. There it was up here. It dropped significantly. Why did it drop in early 2020? Well, because we stopped. A lot of people were not driving. I mean, yes, there were still some people that essential workers, emergency workers, there were still people on the road, but significantly less. I mean, it was like crickets out on the roads. I was still out doing my job, at least at that point I was, and yeah, March of 2020, April of 2020 was very quiet on the roads. Prior to March, it was still life as normal. Then we take a look at some of these other things. Well, first off, we take a look at the blue line. Look what happened as a COVID pandemic went on. Yeah, that number significantly has gotten worse. Look at that. It's about as high as it can go. Brain fog. Now here's 2021. Brain fog, this red line. Look at that. It continues to go up. Yeah, that's not good whatsoever. So this is basically what this is people searching for these terms. There's several different ones. Not sharp, cognitive ability, aircraft incidents, bad driving, brain fog, on and on we can go. There's several different things people are searching. And look at this. The number of people searching for these things, yeah, they were going up before COVID. Okay. But then look what happened when the pandemic started up to now. It just went kaboom. A huge influx of people were searching for these terms. I mean, take a look at it this way. See this vertical? Look at brain fog again. It has significantly the amount of people searching this brain fog, not sharp, bad driving. And let me tell you something, I have seen my fair share of bad driving since the start of COVID. I've been driving for many years. I was a full-time, I did, rideshare, like Uber and Lyft, and then all the other different gigs. I'm a gig driver. So, prior to COVID, yeah, was I seeing some bad driving? Yeah, in some of the worst neighborhoods of my city, Philadelphia, yes. Was I seeing it in the burbs? No, I would see a few bad drivers here and there. Now it's like every day, everywhere, I'm constantly seeing people doing things they're not supposed to be doing on the roads. Not a good thing. Really thought it would be interesting to share this with you. Okay, moving on. Active COVID cases in India is 699. And taking a look at this, they did not add any new deaths today. That is some fantastic news. This is not such good news. ELO has had to cancel their gig in penultimate because, well, guess what? Illness. Yes, Jeff Lime is dealing with illness. Jeff Lime has not been doing well lately. Jeff Lime also had something wrong with his hand or arm. I think it was a broken hand, and now, yeah, it's just, things just continue to get worse. He was barely able to complete the previous show. Other band members had to start singing for him. Things are not going well. He is set to retire, but, if this continues, the retirement could come sooner, could come before the end of their final tour. It's really sad because he is legendary. I mean, he's known for so many different songs. Yeah, sad. We wish him nothing but the best, and remember, he is a living thing. No, it's one of their songs. But anywho, moving on. Illinois declares measles outbreak is over in southern Illinois. Illinois. Gotta stop saying that S. It's Illinois. The Illinois Department of Public Health has declared the measles outbreak in southern Illinois over following 2 incubation periods without new cases. But the outbreak, it was linked to 8 cases. Well, there are no new ones being reported. However, Michigan health officials urge vaccinations as measles cases rise. They also talk about whooping cough here as well. In Michigan, July 10th, 2025, Michigan health officials are saying cases of measles and whooping cough have surged in the state and are urging parents and caregivers to get their children vaccinated for measles. I know, I get a lot of comments on here that I don't always approve. I get a lot of comments on here about, oh, he's one of those vaccine people. Vaccinations are the problem. Vaccinations, at least for me, vaccinations are not a problem. Back when more people were getting their children vaccinated for measles, guess what? Measles was contaminated here in the United States. Now that vaccination rates dropped for measles, hello, we are seeing more cases. Officials say Michigan's coverage for the routine childhood immunization. Remember that. Routine. This is a routine vaccination. Series was 75% in 2019. Yikes, that's low. But guess what? It's even lower now. It is now around 70. Yeah, that's not good whatsoever. And 18 cases of measles have been reported in Michigan this year, with officials from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services saying that that's the highest number since 2019. But get this, the state has also seen 855 cases of pertussis, otherwise known as whooping cough, so far this year, with 152 of those cases in children under 2 years old. Yikes, Michigan's got a little bit of a problem there. All right, taking a look at this. This comes from Will Newcomb. Thank you so much for posting this to my site. I am going to share this with you all. This is the China respiratory virus report. We're not going to read all these different viruses here, but novel coronavirus cases seem to be dropping at this time. And it looks like the positivity rate is 11.9%. Influenza is 1.8% positivity rate. RSV is 3.3%. HMPV 0.3%. Yeah, it looks like things are going pretty well here in China at this time. It also looks like rhinovirus, though. I must note this. 8.2% positivity rate. It did go up ever so slightly, so that is interesting to see. All right, viral activity levels in Canada are low for COVID. Low for flu A, B, and RSV. Fantastic news to report that. Taking a look at what is going on with the latest air qualities in the United States, we still got places that are dealing with problems. It's summertime. What can I tell you? And oh my, I'm just noticing this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't look at this earlier today. I just assumed we would have bad play. It's what happens in the summertime. But this is really bad. So we're gonna have to keep our eyes on this now. Definitely some wildfire action going on up here in Canada. That's what this is from. And maybe perhaps even portions of Minnesota. This is starting to spread, and I'm concerned this could spread southeast. If it does spread southeast, we're going to have a wildfire smoke situation again in the Great Lakes and maybe even the Northeast. There's a series of fronts that will be coming through, but these fronts that are going to be coming through in the east, let me tell you something. It's not like spring or fall where they come through and you get that northwest flow and the wind comes down from this area. No, 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 no. The fronts are going to come, but they're not going to move that fast. They're going to move at a snail's pace. In fact, here in Philadelphia, we had a front literally from, we'll say, like Harrisburg, Pennsylvania to the coast. It took 3 days just to clear. And we had all kinds of flash flooding. It was not a good thing. Take a look at this in California. That's also wildfire related. Don't know what this is in New Mexico and Denver. So I'll definitely be looking into that probably tonight. I'm going out to work this evening, so I got to tell you, comments today. I'm going to be delayed in approving them, but in between orders, I'll probably, or if I'm waiting for an order to be ready, yeah, I'll be hitting those approval buttons on your fabulous comments that you leave here on my channel. Thank you so much for doing that. Taking a look at what's going on here in breathing index, and obviously not great in California with the wildfire. Absolutely terrible in portions of Canada and the Great Lakes. And again, I am concerned that could sneak its way into the Northeast. There's not a lot of movement, but with that, I think it's just going to spread and meander around. Yeah, things could get bad already as it is. Breathing index, pretty poor here from about Virginia all the way up into New England, into Maine. Look at this, in Ontario, Canada, the Great Lakes. Yeah, not great, but surprisingly for now, Michigan, Wisconsin, is not doing bad. That is subject to change. We're going to really have to keep an eye on the air this weekend. Matter of fact, I'm going to make a note for myself. We're going to share some jet stream or wind direction data tomorrow because very important we keep an eye on what's going on with that because it really does impact breathing for a lot of people. All right, Pinellas County, Florida. We do see there are several calls right now, including sick person. COVID is high in Florida. Taking a look at what's going on with EMS totals in Philadelphia. 864 EMS incidents right now for Thursday. And doing a live look at, I don't know what we're going to see here. It's been a busy afternoon in Pennsylvania, but I want to draw your attention to this. It's actually popping up on screen, yeah? This is not good. 911, the emergency alert number here in the United States. Other countries, it's different numbers. Here in the United States, it's 911. In the state of Pennsylvania, get this, Pennsylvania is currently experiencing a statewide issue with 911 call delivery. Yeah, my phone actually went off about, how long have we been doing this video? 13 minutes? About 20 minutes ago, my phone actually went off with one of those emergency alerts, and it actually said, the 911 call system is down in the state of Pennsylvania. Call the non-emergency number if you're having an emergency. Yeah, that's not a good thing. Taking a look at what's going on. Despite that, there's still 15 EMS calls. It was over 20 earlier. Just a lot of different things going on. Chester County, I was seeing a lot of respiratory calls earlier. Or was that Montgomery County? I think it was both of them. And we're seeing sick persons still pop up. Sick persons been popping up more this week. We are post 4th of July, and they're also talking about that 911 outage there in Chester County, Pennsylvania. Taking a look here, Bucks County, Pennsylvania is talking about it too. We can see here, EMS calls in Bucks County, not bad right now. Respiratory distress is showing up there. Taking a look at the hospital situation, Pennsylvania, really doing fine. So this confirms what I've been hearing, that hospitals are not all that busy right now. I know someone who drives a shuttle bus for a hospital up at Doylestown, and he said it has not been busy at all. So that is fantastic news. Taking a look at this, Pennsylvania, emergency department visits for COVID and other viruses. Yeah, they're doing pretty well right now. I am concerned about one thing, though, and I got to show you wastewater for just a second. There is one thing I'm very concerned about in Pennsylvania. Let's go to central Pennsylvania. Let's go to State College, Pennsylvania. Now, I call that central Pennsylvania for a reason. It is central Pennsylvania. West of there's western Pennsylvania. There's two very big events going on there this weekend. You have the Arts Festival, which is over its multi-day period, 125,000 people. Then you also have People's Choice, which is another festival. So Arts Festivals in State College, Pennsylvania, has been going on for many years. Then you have People's Choice, which just a few years ago has really grown out of its bank. So they're at a bigger venue now. They're at the Center County Grange Fairgrounds, and that gets 110,000 people. Now, mind you, 125 is not plus 110,000. Some people that go to the one event probably go to the other event. You get my point. A lot of people are going to be in that area this weekend. And let me tell you something about the Arts Fest. Back when I used to give people rides, I would go up there for that keyword, Arts Fest. Yeah, it's not all about the arts. There's also a lot of parties that go on. The college students go back up to meet their friends. Oh, I haven't seen you since spring semester. Oh, how are you? Let's have a party. Yeah, COVID will be on the spread there. And if you look at last year, that was what started their summer wave up in that area last year. It did go up higher after that. Alrighty, moving on. Taking a look at what's going on in the New Jersey hospitals today. Not much at all. A university hospital, still a psychiatric issue. That seems to be the normal for that hospital. More times than not, we see that happening there. Taking a look at what's going on with New York State COVID cases, 413. Not seeing a significant rise yet in New York State. There's that little bit of a bump, but every time we've seen a bump, it's continued down. We'll have to see what happens. Taking a look at what's going on with their hospitalizations. Slightly up today. Not terribly concerned. 205 people in the hospital. That's really low. 19 people in the ICU. All right, drum roll, please. Some new CDC data. Yeah, take a look at this. Epidemic status for COVID-19. It is now growing in the following states, in a lot of states. California, Texas, Hawaii, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Maryland, Virginia, Kentucky, and Ohio. Likely growing now in Maine. Likely growing in New Hampshire, Delaware, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania may switch to growing status soon because I just showed you that one event, and plus it's summertime, so places like Northeast Pennsylvania are just packed right now. It's Pocono Mountains, a lot of recreational activity. Oh, but it's outdoors. There's been confirmed studies showing if there's a busy enough setting outdoors, it can cause cases. Ohio's likely growing. Did I say Maryland? Ohio is growing. Indiana is likely growing. Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Oklahoma, North Carolina, Georgia, Nevada, and Utah. If I've forgotten anywhere, I'm very sorry. And you know what? Other states probably have stuff going on too. State fairs, county fairs. It's that time of year. And those things get very crowded, so they can cause cases. That's one of the reasons why we had such a large wave last year. We did not get a variant update today. I'm going to refresh this. Just to be sure. I've been refreshing this all afternoon. No, there's no variant. They've been warning that it was going to be less frequent updates, so no update there. And I need to refresh this as well. I have not been seeing... Okay, it finally did update. Emergency department visits diagnosed with COVID. Yeah, take a look at this. It's starting to pick up the pace a little bit. They've actually corrected it a little bit higher, so it is going upward. Of course, nothing like last year, but it is continuing to go upward. And wastewater, the national trend is going up. The biggest rise we're seeing is in the West Coast. The South actually dropped ever so slightly. The Midwest went up, and the Northeast went up as well. And, oh, what the heck. Let's take a look at one wastewater scan site. Mind you, we're going to take a look at a lot of these over the weekend. Let's go somewhere down in Texas. Let's go to... Yeah, this is just northwest of Houston, and you can see you are rising for COVID at this time. All right, we have to take a look at some data from CJS, and then that will be it for today's update. This is Tuesday and Wednesday numbers. First off, Tuesday, Florida had 1,066 new cases. New York, 238. Puerto Rico, 959. It says an extra update's worth of cases were included in that count. Probably some lagging. Maryland, 437 new cases and 5 new deaths. Weekly number. Virginia, weekly number, 808 new positive tests and 1 death reported. Florida, 1,113 new cases and 16 deaths, including 1 from 2024. New York, 290 new cases. Puerto Rico, 273 new cases. The evening update did not come in that day, so that's why the number was lower. They do 2 updates a day there. That's remarkable. Nevada, 302 new cases. Washington, 344 emergency department visits and 3 new deaths. South Dakota, 183 new cases and 3 deaths reported by the CDC data tracker spanning the past 4 weeks. He doesn't usually post case counts that low, but since it's a monthly update, he did add that. Alrighty, folks, before I let you go, we're going longer than expected. Got to pause and take a hydration break. Drink of water is what we need today. Very important to keep yourself hydrated for many reasons. One, it's hotter in the summer months. Two, hey, if you're sick, you need to be drinking water, and I don't know, maybe you have forgotten to take a sip of water. Hey, we forgot to do the hydration break yesterday. Very important. Hey, if you don't see me do the hydration break, remind me about it down below. Alrighty, folks, virus updates will continue over the weekend. We'll have one tomorrow. We'll have one again on Sunday. Who knows what I'll find this weekend? If you enjoyed today's update, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below. Hit that notification bell. Share this video with anyone you know. And of course, leave any and all comments down below. Reminder, I will be a little delayed in responding to comments from today's video. I think we're still behind on yesterday's. I finally caught up on the day before. Ways to support the channel are down below. I'll see you all again next time. Until I see you again next time, have a fantastic Friday afternoon and a fantastic weekend. Thanks for watching, everybody.